Everyone talks about expensive cameras, better lenses, better lighting, better audio, but nobody talks about the stuff that actually saves your career and makes your life a lot easier, preventing any sort of mishaps. I'm talking about the boring side of being a creator. Let's start with the one a lot of beginner creators ignore and they don't really think about the future. This is a proper backup system, and I want to be clear. I'm not talking about just plugging in an extra drive and calling it a day. I'm talking about a real layered system. A fast SSD for active editing, an archive drive or a NAS for long-term storage, and automatic cloud backup running in the background. A lot of creators like to use things like iCloud, Google Drive or Dropbox. Those cloud systems work great. Me personally, I use Google Drive. But why does this all matter? Because lost footage can sometimes equal lost memories. For creators out there making a living, that could be lost revenue. So for my main drives, I use the Lacy rugged hard disk drive, but specifically when I'm traveling, I scale things down. I carry a small SanDisk portable SSD and it fits in my pocket. It's fast enough to work directly from, and it means I'm never relying just on my camera cards when I'm away from home. On top of physical drives, I personally run 5 terabytes of cloud storage. Everything lives somewhere clear, labeled by project, by client, by date, or even location. So when my friends are asking for their trip videos or photos, I can send them a link directly. Even things like my brother's graduation, it was all backed up and findable in seconds. And trust me, the one time you lose files, you will never want to risk it again, because once it's gone forever. So this is a thing that you set up once, you do it properly, and I promise the future version of yourself will be incredibly grateful. Expensive gear is completely useless if it's dead. I cannot tell you how many times I used to sit down ready to shoot, then I'll spend 15 minutes hunting down cables, charging batteries, getting all my gear set up before I'd even press record. So I made one simple change that took me about 5 to 10 minutes to do once. I set up a proper charging station at my desk and also in my cupboard right behind me in this place here. Now whenever I sit down, all my gear is ready to go and charged up. And specifically when I'm traveling, which is where I film some of my best content, I actually use my portable Sony battery bank. It's compact, it charges fast and keeps all my phone and camera batteries. And if you want to see exactly what's in my travel kit, I did a full detailed breakdown of what I carry with me, so make sure you check that out and I'll leave a link in the description for you to watch it. This one saved me £3,000. My camera fell, and it didn't just scratch, it didn't just crack a screen, it literally split in 2 complete parts, not how it's meant to. And that is a £3,000 setup gone in a second. But here's the thing, when it happened, I was super calm because I had insurance, 1 phone call, a few emails, a proof of purchase, and a couple of photos, and within a few days, I had a replacement unit in my hands. I paid the excess, which was about £250, and that's it. My friend was watching as it happened, and he could not believe just how relaxed I was. But when you're covered, there's nothing to panic about. Now, getting to that point takes only about 30 minutes to set up once, and all you need to do is make sure you photograph every piece of gear you own, write down the serial numbers, you'll find them on the box or on the body. Make sure your policy covers you outside the house. Most time gear gets damaged outside of your house, but the peace of mind it gives you, for me, that's worth every single penny. Then I'm pretty sure a lot of beginner creators and people just starting out are quietly losing hours every single week without even realizing it. Cards are rated by their speed class. They can be V30, V60, V90. V30 is fine for basic recording. Think your low end videos, 1080p, 720. 60p works well for higher bitrate format, so think about your 4K footage, your high contrast Sony videos. But heavy professional content like I do on my Sony FX3, you need something like the V90 because this is going to support slow-mo, 4K 10-bit. On the FX3 specifically, I actually shoot with CF Express Type A cards, which are compact, incredibly fast, and generally built for the demands of that camera. You can have the best cards in the world and still wait ages to offload your footage because of the card reader, or worse, the cable. Not all USB-C cables are made the same. Some can only carry power, some transfer data at 5 gigabits per second, and some go all the way up to 40. A file transfer that takes 4 minutes can go all the way down to seconds just by swapping the cable. So always check the gigabits ratings before you buy it. File organization saves more time than any piece of gear I've ever bought. And I say that as somebody who, fortunately or unfortunately, loves buying gear. Here's what happens without a system. You cannot find your video's content quickly. Let's say you want to reuse a travel clip from last summer and suddenly you're digging through a drive with things named like C23679 and miscellaneous stuff from October, and you lost about 45 minutes before you've done a single thing useful. I try to keep my file system super simple, starting with the month and then giving the particular group a name. So for example, these are all videos about my setup, and what I do is I make sure I name my files accordingly so I can quickly search it up and find them really quickly. Like if I want any videos at my desk, if I type in the word desk, everything will come up and then we can see these are all videos at my desk of me using something like my newer toolbox. Dedicated folders per project, consistent naming, dates, project type, raw footage in one place, exports another, to it every single time, because the system only works if you actually use it. So the goal isn't just better footage, it's making the whole process easier so you actually create more. Well, with that guys, keep creating and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.